Students of Standard 9, first of all I want to clear your syllabus of Geography and Economics of this session. In Geography, first chapter India, size and location, second chapter physical features of India, these two chapters from which theoretical questions will be asked in the exams. Chapter 3, drainage. It is out of the syllabus for theoretical purpose and only map questions will be asked from chapter 3, drainage. So only two chapters, first and 2 in geography, third only for map skill. In second term, chapter 4, climate, and chapter 5, natural vegetation and wildlife. From these two chapters, theoretical questions will be asked, and the last chapter, population, from which only map questions will be asked. So for theoretical purposes, only 4 chapters for you. Chapter 1, India, size and location. Chapter 2, physical features of India. Chapter 4, climate, and chapter 5, natural vegetation and wildlife, while 2 chapters, 3, drainage, and 6, population. From these chapters, theoretical questions will not be asked, only map questions will be asked. In economics, chapter 1, the story of village Palampur. Chapter 2, people as resource. Chapter 3, poverty as a challenge. These 3 chapters is in your syllabus. Last chapter, food security in India, is deleted for this session. The Government of India, the Education Department has curtailed 30% syllabus due to Corona crisis, and so only 70% chapters of the syllabus will be asked. So in economics, I am teaching you chapter 1 and today I am concluding the chapter. You have seen that the farmers of village Palampur adopted new agronomic methods which is better known as Green Revolution. The Green Revolution was started in 1968, and the father of the Green Revolution in the world is known as Norman Borlaug, famous scientist of the USA. In India, the father of the Green Revolution was M.S. Swaminathan. So after the adoption of the Green Revolution, the production of the food grains increased manifold, but it has very harmful impact on land, and so degradation of soil's health occurred. Soils became infertile, sterile due to overutilization of chemicals, fertilizers, insecticides, pesticides, and over irrigation. The distribution of land in the village Palampur is unequal. Some high caste people have more than 2 hectares of land, while some OBCs have less than 2 hectares of land, but the majority of the people of this village are landless labourers. The people from Palampur receive money for farming practices. These farmers obtain loans from banks, organized banks at low rates, low interest rates, but the poor people have to obtain loan from money lenders which charges high interest rates. So the condition of the poor farmers are deplorable. In the village Palampur, several non-farm activities are also done. Some people are engaged in dairy farming. It is most profitable business. So they engage in dairy farming, farming of buffaloes, cows to obtain milk, and the surplus milk is sold in the nearby market. Some people are engaged in a small scale manufacturing, and they make finished goods from the raw materials available in the vicinity, in the neighboring areas. Some people are engaged in shopkeeping. They buy goods and commodities from wholesale market in the urban centers and sell it in the market. So some are engaged in shopkeeping, and some of the people of this village are engaged in transport activities. As we have seen that Palampur is well developed village, it has metal road, it has all types of transport facilities, and so they are engaged in transportation of goods and services to and from the village. This chapter is over now. In the next class we will start second chapter. Thank you.